Look, today by definition, no matter how many years experience you've had, no matter how long you've been on this planet, today is day one. In fact, every day is day one. So when you wake up tomorrow morning and that sun rises over Canada, what I want you to say to yourself is, today is day one. It all begins here and it all begins now. And the reason why I've got this gorgeous picture of a newborn baby is that I've never ever heard a newborn baby say, I've seen it all before. Here we go again. Same old, same old. That drives me insane when I hear that, because nothing is same old, same old. By definition, every day is a brand new day. And the hallmark of people who are truly remarkable at corporate and personal renewal is that they see everything with a sense of wonder. They see everything through fresh eyes. And if you see things through fresh eyes, you're likely to see a heck of a lot more things. So that little baby grows up to be this baby, right? And, you know, Doug referenced the music industry, referenced Keith Richards, one of my favorite artists, and of course Mick Jagger. Now, Mick Jagger is the tender age of 73 years old, and he represents for me the icon of renewal. He might be more relevant today than he's ever been. In fact, he's not only relevant from a music industry, but also from a cinematic TV point of view. Together with Martin Scorsese, one of the legendary directors, he's executive producer of a smash HBO series called Vinyl. How many of you are watching Vinyl? I mean, just phenomenal series in terms of its craftsmanship, in terms of its drama, in terms of its accuracy regarding the period. But here's this individual who from the neck up is like 100, from the neck down is like 24, right? Reinventing himself, being always new. And here's the exciting thing about being alive at this time, that innovation and youth and renewal and energy has nothing whatsoever to do with age, right? It's all about, as Bob Dylan sang, being forever young, or as Evian says, living young. And that's what today's about. However, it happens one conversation at a time. And I know I'm talking to the leaders in this room who define the level of the conversation that defines people's ability, A, to believe in the strategy, and B, to execute the strategy. And I'll tell you that those individuals who can make every conversation count are the individuals who are going to be the influencers and are going to be the catalysts for great performance. So this is my favorite Japanese proverb with which I endeavor to live my life, and that stands for Ichigo Ichie. Just say that with me, Ichigo Ichie. And what that means is one life, one meeting. And what that really means is that every meeting only happens one time in a lifetime. So this meeting never, ever happens again. You want to make every meeting a masterpiece. Let me ask you a question. When people know they have a meeting with you, do they look forward to that meeting? Seriously, the night before, do they have difficulty sleeping? They're so excited. Because here's my message. Ultimately, you and I are really in the business of competing for other people's time and attention. And so if people look forward to their meetings with you because you make them as great as this meeting has been, you're likely to get more of their time. And there's a direct correlation between the time you achieve and the results you achieve, or the business that you achieve. Right? So from this moment on, live your life in the spirit of Ichigo Ichie. So now look, this is all about renewal. And so I'm aligned with a research company called the Environics Research Group. We study the hallmarks of those people who are thriving on the cusp of change. And in fact, Arnold Schwarzenegger brands himself as the Terminator. I am the championator, right? I help outstanding performers take themselves to a champion level. And what we've discovered is that whoever you are, you're going to go through 6 stages of new. And all of us in this room are at some stage of these 6 stages of new. So my question to you is, as a result of you being part of a team, is that team more energized? Do you transfer not just the information, but also the belief and the enthusiasm that inspires and fuels people's performance forward, right? So let me give you some great examples around that. So Beth Comstock is the Senior Vice President, Chief Marketing Officer of GE, and her phrase is that small successes line the road to big wins. And her message is that if you're in the business of manufacturing jet engines or giant locomotives, a fraction of a percentage enhancement in performance, whether it's speed, efficiency, or savings, can lead to hundreds of millions of dollars worth of profit for customers. So there is no such thing as small. Everything leads to everything. One conversation, one step at a time. So when you have a win that is a deposit on your strategy of being the insurance partner that Canadians choose to protect what they value most, when you have a win that is a deposit on that, share it. Because over time, that then becomes momentum that then builds upon itself. So let me give you a final story out of Africa. How many of you have been to Africa, anywhere in Africa? Okay, quite a few of you, all right? So maybe, depending on the results, you want to have your next conference in Cape Town. I'm just saying. It's a possibility. So anyway, you haven't lived until you've been to a game park. So I still do a lot of work in my native South Africa, and 2 years ago I was in a game park called Kruger, very well-known game park where you guarantee to see the big five. You'll see lions, leopards, cheetahs, rhinos, elephants, hippos. You'll see it. And we had just been on a night drive in an open Land Rover. We had come within a few feet of a pride of lions feasting on a zebra that they had just brought down. It gave new meaning to eat what you kill. And then we drove back to the campfire, and I gave a motivational talk around the campfire under a pristine African sky. And if you think I'm even reasonably articulate sober, you should hear me after a bottle of Shiraz. Okay. Anyway, that night the talk went well, and it was round about 12 o'clock at night, and the game ranger, the man standing at the edge of the camp to protect us against animals coming into the camp, told us to go to sleep. And then he said words I have never forgotten. He said, make sure to fasten the flaps of your tent securely, because when the fire goes out, the predators come in. When the fire goes out, the bogeymen and the predators and the doubts and the anxieties come in. So you want to burn bright, but do not burn out. Because either you will be fired with enthusiasm, or you will be fired with enthusiasm. Right. And that's all I have to say. Thank you very much. Thank you.